Hey everyone, welcome back to House of Chi Yoga. Today I'm going to bring you a HIIT workout with all body weight movements. They're all pretty basic movements, but they're a little bit layered, so you'll have some different options within the workout to kind of take it to the next level or just stay in kind of a basic movement. 30 seconds high, 30 seconds low. We only have 5 exercises. We're going to do that circuit 4 times through. So I'll have my little timer back here so we can all watch the time together. Let me go over the movements real quickly just so that we're ahead of the game a little bit. If you haven't done a warm-up, you can go quickly to the warm-up video on this app, or you can just use this first round. Since we're not adding a lot of weight or high intensity movements, you can kind of use the first round for a warm-up, which is basically what I'm going to do because I'm not too warmed up today. So the first round, I'm going to be a little bit more intentional with my movements. Let's see, what's my first one? So first one is a butt kicker, heels back, knees not driving forward. It's heels back to hit the hamstrings. Okay, you can do a butt kicker. If you want to add on, I'm going to go butt kicker into a wide squat. Butt kicker, wide squat. You also can do a more narrow squat right here, your choice. So if you're kind of like a little confused on how to get into the squat and then back to your butt kicker, just stick with butt kickers. Second one is going to be a down dog push-up. The most important thing to remember for this one is to stay in your down dog form when you go into your push-up. So I'm not shifting forward into a traditional push-up. I'm holding down dog, I'm holding my abs in, I'm sliding to find my lat muscles here. If you want to move on, it's a down dog push-up, forward, shoulder tap, back to down dog push-up, forward, shoulder tap. Takes a little bit more focus on moving front to back. You got to make sure your hips come up and then your hips go down and back up for the push-up. Next one is going to be a lunge bound. So you can start with just a lunge. Whoa, almost fell over there. You can do just a lunge, or you can lunge, toe tap, bound straight up. That's going to add a lot more cardio. It's going to add a lot more work to your standing leg. Next one is simple bicycles. You're just on the back, working on bicycles. I like to switch between flex foot and maybe around with pointed foot. Most important thing, abs stay in, belly is pulled to the spine. There's no space from the back to the floor. Last one, we're going into a Frogger hop. So we're starting in our down dog form, and I'm going to show you from the side again. My Frogger, I'm pushing my toes high, I'm keeping my heels high, and I'm driving into my quad muscles. So if my feet come down, I kind of lose my quads. Keep the heels up, push into your quads, and then you can either step and squat to the top, or you can hop and squat to the top. So making sure that we're not rolling up, but we're pushing with our butt muscles. Okay, let me set this timer. And you'll probably be able to hear the timer. Let's see, making sure I get this right. Okay, 10 seconds. Again, if you have not done a warm-up video, just use this first round to kind of be more intentional and get everything nice and warm and ready to work hard. So butt kickers are first. We're going butt kicker to squat. Butt kicker to squat. It's only 30 seconds. The exercises, you can bring intensity by moving quicker, sinking a little bit deeper into your squats. Just work with your body. Check in with everything on this first round. If there's any adjustments or anything you need to do to the movements, now's the time to find those adjustments. 5 seconds, I think. I'm looking at the clock backwards today. 1, and breathe. 30 seconds, and then we're moving on to our push-up. Remember, if you're adding the second element of the forward shoulder tap, making sure we're bringing the hips down to plank and then pushing them all the way back to our downward dog form. So I'm going to go ahead and get in my downward dog already. Our lat muscles underneath our armpits, the sides, finding all this work on the side body. That's our focus on this down dog push-up. All right, let's go. Lat push-up, roll forward if you're doing the shoulder tap. Keep the abdominals in, especially when you're doing the down dog push-up. Don't let the abs open. Keep the rib cage pulling to the hip line, making sure everything is strong and stable. And then the movement comes just by bending the elbows out and sliding down the lats. Let's try to get a couple more push-ups in. Stay active all the way down to the toes. And hold. Next is our lunge. I'm going to go right leg back first. I guess I could have shifted my mat towards you, but I'll stay at this angle. We got a moment. So the hardest version of this is To keep this back leg off the floor when you come forward, I'm going to do a little lunge, toe tap, and then extend up. If you want to just focus on the lunge the first round, just stick with the lunge, get that work in first. Let's go lunge, toe tap, bound. You can find your core, you can find your glutes, you can go higher by bringing the arms up and overhead. I'm just being a little cautious because I know I already barely fit into the frame on my phone. So if I jump too high, my head will probably be chopped off on the video. It's a good excuse not to work too hard. We're almost there. Hi, but this one does burn. One more. Whoo. Okay, let's remember, left leg was the burnout on that one. So next round, we'll switch it. Moving on to our abs next. Bicycles. It's a pretty simple movement, but you're moving quickly and you are squeezing so hard in your abdominals. 4 rounds of bicycles, you should be feeling the core working. I'm going to start off with a flexed foot first. Everything is suctioned down to the mat, keeping the foot active and flexed, especially when the leg extends. Don't let the low back pop up. So if you need to bring the legs up higher, do that. I want you to make sure the abs stay active and closed the whole time. Also hard to talk while you're squeezing your core. Let's keep it up, maybe move a little quicker. Breathing, using your exhales to contract everything. We have one more. This is a pretty cardio-y one. Remember, from your Frogger, your target is the quads and the glutes, and you can either step forward or much more cardio would be to hop forward. You want to land in your squat, so you have to push through from that squat position, but down just up, and then we'll get the whole move. We got a few seconds. I'm gonna meet in downward facing dog. I'm ready to go. Okay, push into the toes, heels up, you Frogger. I'm gonna hop forward into a Malasana stance, heels and toes out. On that way back too, you can step if you need to. If you are hopping, it's a light landing. So you're landing on the toes, the balls of the feet, trying to keep the heels high the whole time. Check in with the palms. Don't let them dance around. Every fingertip is staying on the mat. You're getting that surface connection. Let's go one more. Okay, we're only taking 30 seconds break in between. We don't need a full minute. We just need 30 seconds. That felt like a pretty good cardio sequence, so this is gonna be a little bit of a burner, a little bit of a cardio burnout. Deep breath. We're moving on in 10. Starting with our butt kickers. So if you struggled with the coordination of doing the butt kicker to squat, stay with the butt kicker. If you feel like, yeah, I got it, I'm gonna challenge myself, I'm gonna work my brain and my body, then incorporate the squat. It's all about finding the rhythm within the movements. We're almost there. Whew, abs in. Don't let the chest fall. Keep the chest open and tall. 2, can I get one more? Got it. Okay, moving to our push-ups. Use that 30 seconds in between to bring the heart rate down. You want long exhales. Let's meet in downward facing dog. If at any time you get tired of just the downward facing dog push-ups, you can also move into just the shoulder taps as well. Depends on which areas you choose to work on. So down dog push-up, if you come forward, you're staying in a good plank position. Your hips are staying level with the shoulders. Your head is staying level with the shoulders. The head isn't sinking down, jutting forward. Our body's in one nice, long, strong line. That means even the toes are pushing. We want to be pushing forward so the gaze is over the fingertips in our plank. Try to get one more in. Nice. Woo. Okay, moving on to our lunge. We're switching sides this time. So now it's our, let's see, right leg forward, left leg's gonna be back. That means our right leg is getting all the work this time. This one's getting me a little bit out of breath. 10 seconds. So you can start with just your lunge. If you're ready to add on, you do the little toe tap to bound, or you have the option to not even let the left foot touch the floor. You can also just bring it into a straight bound. I'm trying to focus on this lunge, so I'm gonna go a little slower so I can go deeper into my lunge. I'm not the best lunger. It takes a lot of focus, a lot of pushing down through the big toes, a lot of stability work for me to move deep into my lunge. Oh my gosh, my thigh is already burning. 2, hiya. That felt good. Okay, next is bicycle. We're back into the core. We had a flexed foot last time. This time we're working pointed toe. Making sure that when you're extending the leg, that extension is not causing the back to arch. You're still suctioning down and you're extending using the core muscles. 5 seconds. Checking in also, not pulling the head forward, but using the core to hold it up. So I'm not just using my hands and my arms to move. The movement is coming from the core. The twist is coming from the core. My arms are just kind of there. Don't use the arms to do too much. Navel to spine, think about pulling it in, suctioning down. You'll feel the difference when you immediately focus on driving the core to the mat. You'll feel all the work. 1. Man, these 30-second rounds go quick. We've got froggers next. It's kind of nice. I'm not stuck in one position too long. Okay, so if you're doing the hop back on this frogger, just make sure you're landing really lightly on the toes and the balls of the feet. You're using the muscles to catch. You're not just collapsing down on the joints. So if you feel like you are collapsing down on the joints, make sure you're stepping. You may not be there for the hop yet. It's a lot of core, a lot of muscle contraction to make sure you're landing lightly. But let's go. Push the feet into the floor when you lift up for that squat. Try to drive all the way to the top. On the way back, check in, make sure heels are staying high. You're not dropping the heels to the floor. Flexing your quads. I always like to pretend I have a band on my legs when I'm stepping back there. Helps me stay more active. 1 more. Excelente. That was round 2. We got 2 more. We're halfway. Oh, yeah. Take a breather. Get into your exhales. It's getting a little bit warm down here. It's summer around here, so it's starting to get hot. We got 5 seconds. Okay, if you have not tried the coordination of the butt kicker to squat, this is round 3. It's time to try. The butt kicker, squat, butt kicker, squat. Staying nice and light. We stay light by engaging the muscles, especially the core muscles. Yeah. If you start getting tired, pay attention to not falling forward to the knees. Still pushing back into the glutes for that squat. We don't want to get tired and start overcompensating and not paying attention to correct body form. 1. Nice. Back into our push-ups. So I'm going to move a little bit quicker through my push-up since it's round 3. Most important thing, keep this contracted and closed. So if you're moving forward into your down dog and you're opening to a stretch, we don't want that. We want to suction in, find the lats. We've got 5 seconds, meaning downward facing. So already here, I'm locking into my core. Now when I'm ready to go into my push-up, everything is already strong and stable and ready to isolate the lat. Thinking about the toes, thinking about staying active all the way through the legs and all the way into the lower abdominals. Every movement, it's like the movements are focused on different muscles, but really we're using everything all the time. Stay active through the body for every exercise. Might as well, right? We're here to work out. We might as well squeeze everything all the time. Okay, back to our bounds, our lunges. So I'm gonna go, left leg forward, right leg is doing the movement. I'm gonna stick with my toe step. I like those deeper lunges. Okay, we got 5 seconds. I'm gonna challenge myself and get into my lunge already. Checking in with front foot, big toes planted, core's locked into place. From that lunge, adding the bound. Find where it works best to exhale for you. I like exhaling on the way up. That's the more explosive part of the movement. When I'm not talking, I can exhale on the way up. Oh, couple more. Try to hit one more. Lunge, bound, breathe. We're moving on to bicycles. Let it go on those 30 seconds in between. Shake out the muscles if you need to. Okay, I'm going back to my flexed foot. I'm gonna go a little sideways this time, just so you can see how I'm not pulling my head this way. My abs are holding my head. My abs are doing the twisting, okay? So scaps are together, chest is open, feet are flexed. Try to keep the elbows far away from each other. Feel the core working. Feel the heel driving forward. Feel the navel pulling towards the mat. Keep that suction down to the floor. Remember, you can always take your kick a little bit higher if it feels like you're struggling to keep the back down. I'm gonna pick up the pace. I forgot this was round 3. I love the sound of that pinging buzzer. We got one more for round 3. Back to our Frogger. I'm gonna move even faster on this Frogger. So I'm not even stopping, I'm just kind of exploding forward, squat, and then barely tapping back to my Frogger. Let's see if you can stick with me for this one. Get the hand set. Let's meet in downward facing dog. And I'm actually gonna push back to my Frogger to just make sure my heels are already over my toes. Load it up. Let's go. Look for cardio. Look for squat form. Keep the core active and engaged. The more you squeeze your core, the lighter the low body's gonna be to move. So if you're doing that hop, the lightness comes from using the ab muscles to bring the feet forward. Hiya! Keep going. 1. Yes, let's go. We got one more round. That felt great. 30 seconds to breathe. How you doing over there? I tried to get my kids to come in and do this workout with me, but they denied me. Maybe one day. Got about 5 seconds. This is your last and final round. This is cardio. I want that heart rate up. Let's go. Started early. Jumping the gun. Quick movements. Light movements. Firm engagement through the whole body. Use your breathing. Use your exhales. That's your best tool, is your breath, especially on these cardio intensive moves. It's all about learning to breathe with your movement and creating better endurance, longer endurance, getting healthier and stronger. Excellent. Big exhales, let it out. You want the heart rate up, heart rate down. Feel like I'm just starting to wake up finally. Downward facing. So that deep breathing. Okay, lock into your core. I'm already here, ready for when that buzzer goes to start my push-ups. Actually, check in with your hands, index fingers forward. So make sure there's no pivoting towards midline. The shoulders are rotating outward. You are not pivoted forward. Check in with your body. If you feel your traps, the upper shoulders working on the push-up, just think about the lats. Think about the lats. It's gonna bring your focus there. It's gonna transfer the work there. Keep your attention on your core, on your lats. Let's go a few more. Ooh, maybe one more. Went a little farther that time. Felt like I needed it. All right. Now we're finishing off with our lunges. Deeper, faster, your choice. I'm going deeper lunges, bigger explosive movements, using those exhales to explode up. We got 10 seconds. I am on right leg forward, left side back. So deeper lunging, more explosive movement. I notice I keep doing this with my hands. I'm not sure why, but it's happening. Okay, lock into your core. Lunge, toe tap, and explode. I think I'm trying to keep my hands in the frame because I know that I'm so tall. I keep jumping out of the frame. I'm like doing awkward things with my hands as well. Who knows? What do I do with my hands? Always the question. Hi. We're almost there. A few more explosive jumps. 1. Sure wish my explosive jump was higher. Man, I struggle with those ones. I'm feeling heavy today for those ones. Okay, we're moving on to bicycle. This is our last one for pointed toe. There I go again. Going sideways. You can see that my back is not arching up. I'm suction down. That means hip to ribs working the whole time. Keep that and add the movement. If you feel that low back coming up, squeeze harder. Maybe kick your feet up a little higher. Whatever you need. The most important thing is abs stay active. Bring the knee to the chest. You can go faster. You can twist farther. Find something to work on. Take it to the next level. Ping. Okay. We have one more. I'm sweating. Last one is our Frogger. I'm going back to that super fast, major cardio, explosive, light on the feet movement. We got 15 seconds. Breathe. Breathe with me now. Getting into my downward facing dog. Index fingers are forward. I want heels high, abs in. Let's bend the knees, pulse on the quads, and let's go. When you're hopping back, remember, keep pushing into the toes. No heels to the floor. Are you sticking with me? I'm moving at a fast pace. Takes a lot of core activation. One more. Hiya! Let's do a bonus round. Let's squat it out. Might as well. It's so close to summer right now for me. I gotta rebuild my booty. Stay with me. Let's go. Maybe lower. Maybe faster. Push the floor away from you. Oh shoot, we got 10 seconds. In my head, I was about to count down from 3. Keep pushing, you got 5. Now we got 3. Hiya! That felt good. Okay, breathe it out. Don't stop moving for a second. That last little burst took it over the edge for me. That was perfect. Let me stop this timer. Maybe one day I'll figure out the timer perfectly. I'm kind of one of those people that just pushes buttons until it happens. I just keep driving until I find the location. Not much of a planner. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining me for that workout. I was just on a couple day vacation, and so I needed something that wasn't too hard, was super light and quick, and just got the energy moving in my body, and I felt like that was just the thing I needed. Kicked my heart rate up, made me feel healthy again. Yeah, that was much needed. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time on hiit yoga. Next time we'll do less hands, promise.